buildings, which had advanced knowledge in every area, which was prosperous and powerful. But then Plato says that corruption crept into the society, that it became cruel and avaricious, it became greedy, it began to impose its power around the world. Atlantis ceased to wear its prosperity with moderation.
Could Ayala save my life when I'm down? Will she take a bullet for me if they rise with the pound? What if my pants sag too low? Television manipulation, lead elimination by murder from giving kudos. Dreams left broken, that structure I never learned. No guidance in front or behind me, but I'm left to discern what's godly and what could be timely from the vessels of words and body. No Illuminati's ever been referred. Who got me? Who can want me better? Living experience only leads to a scarlet letter, socially awkward as ever. Mind distant and fiscally short situations. My only friend besides God is in this information. Wearing my sin on my sleeve like new fashion, but it's more about the freedom to flee like the Dukes of Hazzard with cops pursuing. Blocks to be ruined by constantly looting. Poverty stricken, don't see that property value moving. Freedom to speak unless you happen to be athletic. Then it's fines every time they rewind for the masses' presses. Don't ask for suggestions. Half of these jesters never mastered at handling pressure. The other half just wanna laugh at your passive aggression. Ain't nothing slick to a can of oil. Remember that time I tried that sign that deal with Cannon, Lord. But that's the measure of a man's life. How many souls can you deliver before your last night? What is a grifter? We hear this word being used all the time, especially in online spaces, deceptive practices going around, people just making all types of crazy moves, and we hear this word thrown around so much. So what does it actually mean? So the definition here says grifter. Etymology, from grift plus ER, or probably an alteration of grafter, a corrupt person, one who accepts bribes, which is essentially a doublet of the same word. Originally circus slang, carny, compare shield, of similar semantics, gradually widening since. First attested in 1906, popularized online circa late 2010s. Informal, originally Canada, US, a con artist, someone who pulls confidence games, a swindler, scammer, huckster, hustler, and or charlatan. Colloquial, especially internet, a manipulator or otherwise generally corrupt person who games a system, group of people, or other entity for selfish gains, especially of a political sellout, perceived as lacking integrity. This will be our word of the day. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody is doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're going to be getting into Miss Nicki Minaj as she's made her appearance with Erika Kirk at Turning Point USA and their America Fest. Okay? Now, if you're not familiar with Erika Kirk, she is the widow of the now deceased Charlie Kirk, who was, I don't really want to speak too much on him. I chose not to speak about it when it happened. But he was going around from place to place debating political themes, largely MAGA, against women, especially black women, said that they had no mental capacity to be in any positions of power and were only dignified with positions of power due to DEI. Okay? So he was, murdered earlier in this year. Since his death, his wife, Erika, has taken the mantle as the head of Turning Point USA, continuing on the legacy. People are wondering whether or not she had anything to do with it, whether she is trying to take over to gain position for herself. People are also debating on whether or not she's trying to mosey her position to become the future wife of J.D. Vance. All speculation, I don't know, just giving you a quick update because we don't really talk about a lot of this stuff. But today we've got a mashup of sorts because, again, Nicki Minaj has joined her at the America Fest where they had an onstage conversation. And this is basically the official coronation of Nicki Minaj into official MAGA land. Of course, she was doing online tactics to align herself with that side, praising Trump, praising J.D. Vance, denouncing Gavin Newsom, which she also does today on stage in front of the MAGA crowd. Right? So now we see the ties deepening. Now, what is her rhyme or reason? I don't know. Many people are speculating that it's about pardoning her husband or her brother from their sexual crimes. I don't think a pardon will be in motion for either of them. But there's also the prospect of citizenship for Nicki Minaj, who, as of yet, has never fully retained citizenship in the United States of America, despite being one of the biggest rap stars of all time. Can't take that from her. And being raised in the U.S., right? There's also the prospect of none of that being her motive, because as she's been moseying up to the MAGA crowd, she's seen major increases in streams, people buying her music, re-entering the charts, etc., etc. The Bees in the Trap challenge, all of these different challenges that are happening that are coming from this specific demographic. So on the other side of it, it may not be a political benefit for her at all, whereas she's tapping into a new crowd, a new demographic of people who may listen or buy her music as her other fans get older. And she wants to probably merge all of this, right? Her last album sold 228,000 copies first week. Sounds to me that she wants to try to magnify it, make it even bigger. Let me tap into these people who I may not be reaching. Because let's be clear, Nicki Minaj's political influence doesn't matter all that much because she can't vote, right? She has no say, but she's using her voice and her influence to align herself with people who may be able to benefit her financially. And for most people, especially in a capitalist land like we live in today, that's more than enough. So let's get into some of what took place at this Turning Point event with Nicki Minaj, not to glamorize it or glorify it, but just to see what the talking points were. So here we have this video where Erika Kirk actually asks Nicki Minaj why she's gotten into politics. She says, I just got tired of being pushed around. Who was pushing her? Why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are.
So why now have you been involved with speaking about politics? What was kind of the turning point for you? Yeah.
Oh.
What was the turning point? Well, I just got tired of being pushed around. Sometimes you just get tired of it, and then you realize, wait a minute, I have something inside of me that's stronger than what's out there. That's right. So when you've had enough, you realize, wait a minute, why do I even care about these people and what they think? Who are they? They don't even know who they are. So I'm not going to back down anymore. I'm not going to back down ever again.
Amen.
Now, back down from who, what, or why, we don't have the answer, right? She's just using talking points and sizzle words that get these people going, get them amped up, make them happy, right? But who did what? Who pushed you, right? We still don't know. Who would she have to back down from? We still don't know. And please, if you believe that she needs literal protection from Rock Nation, come on down. I got a bridge in Brooklyn with your name on it. All I need from you is $500 million. It's yours, okay? Just make sure you can wire it to me immediately. In another portion of the conversation, we've got Nicki Minaj shouting out J.D. Vance, and while trying to promote his power, wisdom, and leadership, she slips up and calls him an assassin while speaking to a woman whose husband was murdered in front of the world.
And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
Nigga.
Trust me, there's nothing new under the sun that I have not heard, so you're fine. Yes, we did.
Buzzwords galore. Yeah, you fucked up.
You have to laugh about it, truly. I have been called every single thing, and you know what? God is so good, you let it roll right off your back. And this is what's so beautiful about this moment, because if the internet wants to clip it, who cares? I love this woman. She's an amazing woman. She has a soul and a heart for the Lord.
And you have amazing...
I love this woman. Y'all talking about y'all love each other. Don't know two shits about either one of y'all. Come on now. Very fast. Name some facts about Erika Kirk, Miss Nicki Minaj. Very fast. Name some facts about Nicki Minaj, Miss Erika Kirk. We're going to be sitting here waiting all night. Beautiful person. Amazing personality. Smart. So smart. What's the name of her motherfucking albums? Oh, probably Pink something, right? The Barbie. Where's the Barbie album? Fuck out of here. But hey, this is the type of shit we got going on going into 2026, man. Now, y'all saw when I opened up the show and I said the definition of grifter, it has origins in the motherfucking circus. Now, ain't that about a bitch or two? In this video, she proceeds to go further, talking and gushing about the current administration, Trump and J.D. Vance, talking about how much she loves them and how intelligent they are. Both, by the way.
But this administration is full of people with heart and soul. And they make me proud of them. Our vice president, he makes me, well, I love both of them. But they're both powerful men, smart, strong, all of that. But both of them have a very uncanny ability to be someone that you relate to. I can relate to them. When I hear them speak, I know that they're one of us. Like, I know that they're not... Don't you guys agree?
But she was over there fumbling for words like a motherfucker, just trying to... What adjectives do I know? What adjectives do I know? God damn it, don't put me on a spot and ask me no shit like that. They're just very, very, very powerful. Well, no shit. It's the president and the vice president, god damn it. Of course they powerful. What else is new? Golly.
They haven't lost touch of the world. You know, they're still connected to the world and what's happening in the world, with the younger people and older people, with the richer people and not so rich people. They have the ability to still connect and be real and make us feel proud to be American.
American? Wow. I ain't even gonna go there, man. Wow. In another clip, Nicki Minaj says people are no longer using their minds or their brains. We're not allowed to have a different opinion anymore. We're not allowed to think out loud anymore, okay? So this is another question from Erika Kirk about why she's receiving basically blowback from aligning herself or having a difference of opinion from some of her fans or spectators.
Question is for you guys. So you guys are very courageous and bold on your campus. Nicki, I know our students feel this way, but why do you think speaking your mind has become so controversial?
Because people no longer are using their minds, their brains. So right now, just imagine we're not allowed to have a different opinion anymore. We're not allowed to think out loud anymore. We're not, this is not what the world used to feel like. And especially for the young people, I don't want them growing up in a world where they feel like that. They deserve for their voices to be heard. They have valid feelings and they're thinking about things, and it deserves attention. We should listen to what they're saying. And if you're growing up in a world that tells you it's taboo to say something that the masses don't agree with, that's not okay. And we're not gonna have it. And I love this. It's giving the younger people confidence that they will need later on in life. You guys will need it, and you will have it. So I'm rooting for you.
Amen. Amen.
Man, this shit's so fucking cringy, man. Even if you love Nicki Minaj, ain't no way you can sit here and tell me this shit ain't cringe. Okay? But I know y'all will never mostly admit it. Especially not on my platform. But you know what you're thinking behind the scenes. So, we've got another one here. Miss Kirk says, I know you're getting a lot of backlash from your own industry. What is your reaction to that? Nicki Minaj says, I didn't notice. We're the cool kids. I'm not even going to play this one, right? There's more, though. So here, we get into a totally different conversation. Now, y'all remember about a week or so ago, I told you that there's been this anti-white thing that's going on, right? Got people like Elon Musk and others that are aligning themselves and saying they're not going to take no more of this shit no more. Y'all are trying to guilt us for being white. Y'all want to pump yourselves up, but always want to say that white people are the problem. We're not taking it no more. So in this segment of the conversation, we see Minaj saying here, recently in the media, it's almost been like a push to, it's not just making young black children feel proud of themselves, but almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? This is a quote from Nicki Minaj. So, in the midst of young black children who are typically overlooked, undervalued, under-resourced, underfunded, and she was in the communities with those same black children, living under those same conditions. She's saying, while we're trying to make young black children feel great, feel good about themselves, why should we be making others feel lesser about themselves to make us look good? Problem is, I don't see anyone anywhere that's actually told others to do that. We just want to be valued for ourselves, our merit, our beauty, our natural state. That's all we've been asking for ever. We just want to exist and have ample equal opportunities. But here, she gets caught in the drift and the draft of the bullshit.
Okay, well, something that I've noticed recently is that for little girls, I think that no matter how you look, we should be trying to instill into them to be proud of how they look. Recently, in the media, it's almost been like a push to, it's not just making young black children feel proud of themselves, but it's almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves. And I don't want any child feeling that way. If as black women, we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as Black women, why would we want to do that to other women?
Amen.
Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand? It doesn't bother me that a woman feels and says that she's beautiful.
Amen.
Why shouldn't she feel that? Why have we gotten to a point where certain colors or certain kinds of people have to be afraid of loving themselves and loving the way they look? Like, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
And so for little girls, I don't want what was done to little Black girls done to little white girls. I don't want it done to any girls. I want all the little girls in the world to know that you are unique, you are beautiful, you are you, and you can compliment another girl, you can compliment another woman and still know that you are epic and amazing. So that's what I would say for the girls. And I know I know my adults understand clearly where I'm going with that, where I'm getting, I don't like that. I don't like people making other people feel badly about themselves in any way. We need to nurture young girls. Yes.
Same woman who has built a career off of highlighting herself at the expense of other women. Downplaying other women, downplaying Megan Thee Stallion, calling her Bigfoot because she's tall. You know what I'm saying? But that don't qualify for the self-love, right? Okay. Bocce B, downplaying Cardi B for getting cosmetic enhancements when you're probably the first female rapper to ever get cosmetic enhancements and have voiced how much you regret it in the latter years of your life. Man, now if y'all can remember, this is the Kanye West cycle all over again. We've been saying it, MAGA Minaj, but man, does this all sound all too familiar. So much so, I remember it was a couple years ago, I could have swore people were waiting on Kanye West, Nicki Minaj new body to officially be released. And Nicki Minaj withheld the release of the new body song. And she called Kanye a buffoon and said, no, I will not be clearing the record. Right? So Kanye went through his whole MAGA phase, went through his whole free speech, free thought, can't nobody control what I'm saying phase. She called him a buffoon. I didn't disagree with her at the time. But now he's been moved out of the way. He's no longer a threat. She's been having some rough times behind the scenes. People are speculating whether that be financially or otherwise. I don't know. Now she aligns with MAGA. She's on the free speech, free thought train. Now she's saying, hey, just because we want Black people to be loved, we shouldn't be downplaying anybody else. Well, where was the downplaying happening? I don't recall it. It sounds like a misnomer just to get these people amplified. Yet another reason why we went over the definition of grifter to start the show. Now, the last clip that I'm going to play here, y'all know Nicki Minaj and Gavin Newsom have been in a political back and forth, if you will. So, of course, during this conversation on Turning Point, she took her opportunity to go ahead and shit on Gavin once more, especially after, he played Hiss on TikTok and his TikTok post with the whole Megan's Law and all that type of stuff. So here's what she had to say.
And what do you think about for young men? For young men.
And for young men, don't be new scum. Yes, see, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that,
Okay, so that led into the stumble. All right, I got you. So I'm like, damn, she called him an assassin again? What the hell? Now, just as all this was taking place, you get a post from Pop Crave. They say Nicki Minaj makes an appearance at Turning Point USA America Fest with Erika Kirk, and we get the official Democrats page on Twitter, and they come out and say, checks out, PDF protectors. Okay? So they're calling the Republican Party the PDF protectors. And of course, we know who Nicki Minaj is married to. We know the allegations against our current president and so many others who have been given the protection of the Republican Party under this whole MAGA regime. This shit is a fucking clusterfuck. But for the real people out there, we won't be fooled by this. We've seen this movie before. This might be the third or fourth sequel removed. New players, new people in seats, new talking heads. But we've seen this movie before. Nothing surprising here, just extremely disappointing. Never knew that this would lead to this place. Never thought that Nicki Minaj, one of hip-hop's most successful, most gratified, one of the major entertainers of our time, someone who had so much going for herself. Even if I wasn't a huge fan of her music, never have been, I've made it very clear. Some people don't like me for saying that. But never would I have expected this type of turning point in her life, her career, and her messaging to the world. But again, we've seen this movie before. I got played by Kanye. Y'all getting played, Those That Love Her, by Nicki Minaj. I guess we all are equal in some way, form, or fashion. All right, let me know what y'all think of this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Peace. Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I've been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I've been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls, consulting for the stacks I built. I had to